Wars of Liberty became available to download in September 2011. It rapidly became the most downloaded Age of Empires 3 mod ever. Over 300,000 downloads. The mod has had lots of developments since its release. More and more civilizations have been added. There are now over 40. Every single civilization has their own original features and mechanics. One of my favourites is the Egyptians. They have a really cool mechanic where at any point I can move my whole base with camels. This can make for some really fun games, insane forward bases and easy getaways if I'm in a sticky situation. Another really fun civilization is the Mexicans, which you can see in the background of this video. This civilization is really good fun. They start off with a free castle which can produce villagers and units, great for defending an early rush. I would say from the original game, this civ is half Indian and half Spanish. Lots of civs have features and mechanics similar to other RTS games. They have a whole list of these civs and what they play like on their website. Sounds all great, right? Problem is, it's only playable on the original version of the game, released in 2005. It's not playable on the newer version, the Definitive Edition. So, to find out if Wars of Liberty is still worth playing in 2021, we must first find out if the original base game is still worth playing. Following the release of the Definitive Edition, there's been a bit of debate whether it's actually worth playing, because of all of its bugs and issues. The majority of these now being fixed, although this didn't leave a very good reputation on the game. The original Age of Empires is still commonly played, as it is a very reliable game with no crashes or game-breaking bugs. Personally, after playing the Definitive Edition for several months, it's very hard to get used to the old UI and scroll distance. These things are very discouraging for all the Definitive Edition players going back to the original. Keeping balance in a game like this with over 40 civilizations is very hard. Some civs are weak and some civs are very powerful, meaning it can't be played competitively. The devs have done a good job on balancing for most casual players, but unfortunately these small things all add up. The AI is a bit of a problem. Not being as advanced as the Definitive Edition can be a bit of a letdown for players. Trying to code 40 civs to play the way they are intended can be tricky. There was lots of effort that went into making each civ have their own traits and personalities, unlike the base game, but unfortunately it's still outmatched by the Definitive Edition. This doesn't mean at all that Wars of Liberty's AI is bad. It just means that if you get really good at playing the mod, you won't have as much competition with the AI, and the small player base means you won't have as many opportunities playing multiplayer. Downloading Wars of Liberty can be quite a struggle. It took me a while to get it. It can be a little confusing using WinRAR, especially for people who are new to this kind of stuff. If you want to give Wars of Liberty a go yourself, I've left a link in the description for the download. Wars of Liberty is still supposedly in development, and stuff is planned to be added, but there hasn't been any news on this for several months since the Definitive Edition. Some of these additions that are planned might be worth looking out for, especially the Great War. This is the addition of the 6th Age after the Imperial. This will add new technologies including planes, tanks and battleships. This is something to really look out for, as this could be an amazing addition. So, in conclusion, I would say it's great to play with friends. Well, if you have any. It's also great to play if you want a bit of a break from the vanilla game. It's good for a bit of fun, but nothing too serious. So yes, Wars of Liberty is still playable in 2021.